This is a Rockman made by Tom Scholz, and it's a headphone amp that was revolutionary for its time, as it claimed to replace thousands of dollars worth of recording equipment. The one I have here is from 1984, and it's the second version, which is supposed to be superior to the original. There were a number of different Rockmans made throughout the 80s and 90s, and I believe the X100 is probably the most popular, but from what I've found, there isn't much of a difference between the version that I have here and the X100. These devices are still being made today, and you can get them for around $100 a piece. Although, from what I've read, the new ones like this metal ace are considered garbage, and typically most people don't end up recommending buying them. From all the videos I've watched on these, everyone is typically playing Boston, and while it's cool, I mean, look, a number of bands have used these for recordings back then. It's not really what I bought mine for. See, these were used on the early Megadeth records, and they were paired with a JCM 800 Marshall. The Rockman is interesting because it's supposed to be used with headphones, but it does have a low output that you can use, but it's typically not recommended. You can get a 3.5 millimeter headphone jack to a quarter-inch adapter, but I didn't have the best luck using this method either. So instead, I'm going to be using a 3.5 millimeter headphone jack, plugging this directly into my effects pedal, which will then transmit the signal to my Boss Katana. This is like a mad science experiment, but hey, trust me, it does work. We're going to check out this little device on its own and forgive the bad playing in the process. All right, so we got the bitch here. We're going to go ahead and use this. We've got the Rockman on the clean number 2, which is all the way over to the right. And all effects are on, basically. So that means the chorus and the echo are both on. Max volume. This is just the Rockman by itself going straight into the amp. Here you go. Okay. Here's clean number 1. All right, so we've got the acoustic plugged in here. I've got it back on clean number 2, and some of the sounds here actually sound very similar to Ride the Lightning by Metallica. And there's nothing on here that shows or says anything about the Rockman, but it makes me wonder if they did use this or if the Rockman is modeled after something that they used. I don't know, you guys tell me. We'll kind of fuck around here for a little bit. All right, so we're back over on the bitch here, and the rest of this we'll just do the distortions. This one is the edge, and then we have the distortion after that. And I'm going to turn off the chorus on this side of things just because for our purposes, we're not going to be using that. If you were playing like, you know, more of Boston, that kind of thing, you'd probably have that back on. But for us, we're not going to use it. So here we go. yeah, that's the Rockman just as it is. We're gonna go ahead and switch over, and we'll come back here in a second. All right, so I've gone ahead and boosted the Rockman with the Katana here. I've got a few other effects that is basically more of what I was expecting this thing to sound like, just straight out of the box kind of thing. You guys let me know what you think. That's the Rockman with the BC Rich Bitch. I hope you guys kind of enjoyed it, learned a little bit about it. Like I said, it's definitely not something that, I would probably buy again. I didn't grow up with the Rockman, so I don't have any nostalgia for it. I think it sounds okay. I do actually really like the cleans on it, but the distortion leaves a lot to be desired. And unfortunately, sometimes it's not worth meeting your heroes.